Najmi Irfan and Nurul Najibah will give an overview or lecture on sequence alignment. Okay, so before we go into detail, we will go through our presentation outline. So in this topic, we will cover 5 subtopics, which are on how to define homology as well as orthologs and paralogs. Then we will go to on how explaining PAM accepted point mutation matrices, and next we will cover on contrast the utility of PAM and BLOSUM scoring matrices, and then we will define dynamic programming and explain how global Needleman, Wunsch, and local Smith-Waterman pairwise alignments are performed, and lastly we will go to on how to perform pairwise alignment. Okay, so this is the definition of homology, orthologs, and paralogs. First, homolog is a gene related to a second gene by descent from a common ancestral DNA sequence. These homolog have 2 types, that are orthologs and paralogs. If we go through to the orthologs, orthologs is homologous sequences in different species that arose from a common ancestral gene during speciation that may or may not be responsible for a similar function. And for the paralog is homologous sequences within a single species that arose by gene duplication. Orthologs retain the same function in the course of evolution, whereas the paralogs evolve new functions even if these are related to the original one. Okay, so from this diagram, we can see the orthologs and paralogs viewed in a single tree. So as we can see, for the orthologs, it consists of the different species with the frog alpha, chick alpha, and mouse alpha, whereas the paralogs consists of the gene with the same species, which is mouse alpha and mouse beta. Okay, next we move to explain how PAM, which is accepted point mutation matrices, when there are 2 proteins or DNA sequences are homologous, they share a common ancestor. We can infer the sequence of the ancestor. When we align globins from human and a plant, we can imagine their common ancestor, a single-cell organism that lived 1.5 billion years ago, and we can infer that ancient globin sequence. Through pairwise alignment, we can look back in time at sequence evolution. Actually, this accepted point mutation PAM is produced by Margaret Delhoff and colleagues in developing scoring matrices in 1960s and 70s. They defined PAMs as accepted point mutations, which some protein families evolve very slowly. For example, histone changes little over 100 million years, and others such as camptothecin change very rapidly. Okay, for the substitution matrix, actually substitution matrix contains value proportional to the probability that amino acid mutates into amino acid I mutates into amino acid J for all pairs of amino acids. These substitution matrices are constructed by assembling a large and diverse sample of verified pairwise alignments or multiple sequence alignments of amino acids. Substitution matrices should reflect the true probabilities of mutations occurring through a period of evolution. So there are 2 major types types of substitution matrices, which are PEM and Blossom. So, we take a look into PEM matrices, which is point accepted mutation. It is based on global alignments of closely related proteins. The PEM1 is the matrix calculated from comparisons of sequences with no more than 1% divergence at an evolutionary interval of PEM1. One change has occurred over a length of 100 amino acids. The other PEM matrices are extrapolated from PEM1. For PEM 250, changes have occurred for two proteins over a length of 100 amino acids. All these PEM data came from closely related proteins, which is more than 85% of amino acid identity.
Hi, I'm Najihah, and I will continue on what you have explained. So we will proceed to the steps to compute PEM matrices. So there are 7 steps to compute PEM matrices. Step 1 is accepted permutation, PEM are defined. Step 2, frequency of amino acid. Step 3 is amino acid substitution. Step 4, mutation probability metric for the evolutionary distance of one PEM. Step 5, PEM 215 and other PEM matrices. Step 6, from a mutation probability metric to a relatedness odds matrix. And step 7, log odds scoring matrix. Okay. So as mentioned earlier, there are 2 types of substitution matrices, and beside PEM matrices, there are Blossom matrices. So what is Blossom matrices? Blossom matrices are based on local alignment. All Blossom matrices are based on observed alignment. They are not extrapolated from comparison of closely related proteins. Blossom stands for block substitution metric. Blossom 62 is a metric calculated from comparison of sequences with no less than 62% divergence. Blossom 62 is the default metric in BLAST 2.0. So the third part of the presentation is to contrast the utility of PEM and Blossom scoring matrices. Okay, as you can see the table here, PEM matrices and Blossom are comparable because both of them are from scoring information but using different method, and because of that, the PEM 100 different from Blossom 100 but equal with Blossom 90. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 comparison for PEM matrices and Blossom. First is we compare their method, which is PEM matrices. The method is based on the percent accepted mutation, but for Blossom, the method is based on block substitution matrices. Second one is the alignment. PEM matrices is global alignment, takes all the mutation in the sequence, and Blossom mutation is local alignment, just take the sequence that have gap and not all the sequence. So the objective of PEM matrices is to refer to specific evolutionary distance, while the objective of Blossom is to refer to person identity, always band of distance like in the database and ProCite. The fourth comparison of PEM matrices and Blossom. First, by aligning distantly, PEM matrices has PEM 215, it is a long sequence, while Blossom is Blossom 15. Aligning closely, PEM matrices is PEM 120, it is a short sequence, while Blossom, the short sequence is Blossom 62. Comparison of sequence, PEM 120 is not more than 120% of divergence, while Blossom 62 approximates 62% identity. The range of matrices is from identical to the completely random, while the range for Blossom is narrower range than palm matrices. And lastly, the comparison of extrapolation for palm matrices is yes, palm matrices is extrapolated from palm 1 using an unused Markov chain, but for Blossom, the extrapolation is not occur. It based on observed alignment from comparison of closely related properties. And for the extra information, extrapolation is a process of estimating beyond the original observation interval the value of the variable on the basis of its relationship with the another variable. So as you can see here, a higher palm number and a lower Blossom number tends to correspond to a metric to more divergent protein. So we proceed.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Najmi Irfan Beza Navira. Will introduce about the dynamic programming and how it works. So let's start with it. So what is actually dynamic programming? So dynamic programming actually is a technique to find a solution by breaking a problem into understandable sub-problems, solving each sub-problem just once and store their solution. So we break the big problem into the small problem to make it easier to solve. And then second one, sequence alignment is a way of arrange the sequence of DNA, RNA or protein to identify region of similarity that may be used to study the function or structure of the gene. We will go to this later with these two types of sequence alignment technique, which is Needleman and Wunsch, global, Smith-Waterman, local. So this is about the Needleman and Wunsch, which is a global alignment. So there is a rule and a step to apply this method. So we need to compare the sequence with the Needleman and Wunsch, and it involves 3 steps only, which is first we must set up the matrix, and then second we must score the matrix, and then the third one we must identify the optimal alignment. And after we use all these 3 steps, we will get the outcome, but the outcome doesn't have fixed outcome, which is we have 4 possibilities over here. Whether it's straight line diagonal, whether it is not the straight line diagonal. Okay. So I will start with the method. So first we must set up the matrix. So this is how the matrix is set up, with 2 sequence aligned, the first sequence and the second sequence, and then we need to score the matrix. Okay, actually to score we must have these 3 things: match, mismatch and gap. And from here we can see that the gap of this matrix is -2, and that is why the border over here, the horizontal and the vertical, it -2 until -18. Okay, now let's show detail about the formula and how to use it. So that is the score, and this is what I meant earlier, the example of the score: match, mismatch and gap penalty. So from here we can see that there is 2 sequences over here, right? So we must start with 0 at here, and then we put the numbers on the horizontal and vertical, which is -2, -4, -2, -4, and so on. And then we must find the diagonal first. That is the most crucial thing for the matrix. So how to find the diagonal? We use these 3 examples. And okay, if the numbers come from diagonal, it will +1. or -2 based on the match of mismatch. Like this one, the sequence over here is F and also F. So diagonal is matched F with F. If matched, we get +1. And then there is a gap penalty because gap penalty is over here, come from the left and come from the bottom. So the gap penalty -2. So -2 become -4. And how we put the number over here? We choose the biggest value, which is 1. So this how 1 inside here. And then we proceed also until it finish. Okay, so this is an example after we finish all the matrix value, the sequence until the last diagonal. So that we can see that the sequence not actually similar because there is some part that doesn't match, and this is shorter than this one. So the most important thing, the tips to find the way back, because after we finish it, we need to trace where's the number come from. So the most easiest way is we highlight the biggest value in the vertical first. Like this vertical, the biggest value is -4, and then we see that there's -10, and then over here the L, the match and the biggest, yeah. So this is L and this is L. The biggest is -3. We trace it back, and then to match it, we must follow back the trace from -4, and then we see that there is a -3 over here. So -3, we need to go to -4. We need to go to -5 first, and then the trace back is happen until you get to the 0 back. Okay, so this is an example. Okay, trace back the biggest value and where it come from, yeah. So we see that -4, after the trace back, we get into the 0. And then after we trace the value, we need to put it again in the sequence, so we can see that which sequence is matched and there is no match at all. This sequence have matched E with E, but this doesn't have pair. So we can see that each sequence actually has similarity, but also doesn't have the similarity over here. So that is how the Needle-Wunsch method is used to get the two sequence pairing. Okay. So this one is actually a second method, which is Smith-Waterman. So basically, Smith-Waterman also have the same rule as Needle-Wunsch, just that Smith-Waterman cannot have the 0 value. So that is why we can see that there is no such negative value over here. The lowest is 0. So it also the same thing to apply, which is the gap or the mismatch, we cannot make it negative. Like here, the match is 2. So suddenly over here, the diagonal doesn't match, so it is -1. And over here, the gap is 0. Okay, so that's all for my parts, and I will proceed to my friend now.
The pairwise alignment, I do follow this. We will do a step for the pairwise alignment. First, we go to the brace. The brace is the basic of the alignment system. Okay, so here we take the floating brace, and here we got neutral brace. We need to enter the sequence code or the accession number of the gene in this column to compare with the other aligned sequence. We need to check this box, and another column will be shown. And here we insert the accession number of the BRCA1 from the hormone sequence. After these two was here, go down. And choose the next target sequence. And here we use the default matrix, which is Rosen 62. After this all was done, go to rest. Processing is some kind of this. Here we get a result. From here we can know the possession number, which means to be BRCA1 Homo sapien in nurse, and the QA length is 180. Not attribute. It is to new metric. From the metric we can know the consequence that we enter in the first column is highly similarity with the BRCA1 from the Homo sapien. Beside here, more detail about the search result. The score was 293. The expected value is small. That means the sequence and the BRCA1 is highly similar. They have 130 identity compared to 180, which has 72%. And there is one gap exists between these two sequences. Here. That's all. Thank you.